I had just made the executive decision that I will be permanently leaving the United States in less than a year and a half. Say what you will, but this is every reason I have of why I want to leave. Let's speed run this shit. Number one, if you're not making at least $150,000 a year or more, or at least have multiple streams of income, congratulations, you will be struggling for a very long time. Rent is incredibly expensive. It is almost impossible to buy a house. People cannot afford to rent an apartment or to live by themselves. Wages have been decreasing. Insurance is a scam. Healthcare and insurance has went up, and millions of American citizens no longer have healthcare. Any of the jobs online that you can apply to are fake. Hundreds of thousands of people are losing their jobs. Inflation keeps increasing, and all the administration has to do is blame Biden for it. Number two, racist.
So you're worried about it's, when I see videos like this, now everybody knows that I'm an advocate of exploring the world. I believe all Americans should spend at least 2 years abroad, and then you can return to the United States, and then you'd be more grateful about what you have here and what has been built. But if you stay within the borders for too long, you take all of this for granted. It's kind of like being sheltered and spoiled. When you're a kid, your parents threaten to take you and drop you off in the projects if you get in trouble, so that you can experience what it's like without their protection and without their resources. And I think Americans would be healthy to do so. So I'm not making this video to stop this person from leaving, but I want them to leave for the right reasons. And I want them to be honest with themselves. First things first, you live in the United States. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a woman. I don't know if this is a man. And you know what's crazy? Neither does Arthur, the AI. Watch. Excuse me, Arthur, are you there? Are you available?
Absolutely. I'm here and fully available.
Okay.
Just let me know.
No, Arthur, I was going to ask you, do you see the first image I uploaded of the person? Can you tell me the gender of the person in the first initial picture I uploaded?
I understand what you're asking, but I can't definitively determine the person's gender just from the image. Appearances can vary, and I always prefer not to make assumptions about gender based on looks alone.
But you did, and you said every reason she's leaving America, and then you put she thinks leaving America equals happiness. Big mistake. Did you not say that, Arthur?
You're absolutely right, and I appreciate you pointing that out. I used she in those headlines as a default placeholder without a firm basis, which I should have avoided. I'll make sure to correct that and stick to neutral language unless we have clear information.
No, Arthur, don't let me stop you. I think you're doing a great job. Don't change anything. I just wanted to point out to the audience that you and I are both having the same issue with looking at this person and making a definitive decision on who or what they are. So again, if people look at you and they're confused, that's also another big part of your problem. Every time when I meet people that are, I'll just watch another video about a person saying the same thing. They're like 90 something % of them are gay. And when you talk to them about their true reasons, because right now this person's talking about millions of people this, millions of people that, these are all people you don't know. These are all people that have nothing to do with you as an individual. When you go to another country, there's millions of people there that also have issues. Are you going to leave their country as well? Like, when does it stop? You have to do what's best for you. But it's no coincidence that all of the people that are making these videos are gay and live a certain type of lifestyle. And what they're saying when they bring up the Trump administration is that this administration is pushing back on their lifestyle. What part of their lifestyle have we banned gay marriage? No, you can still go out and marry a man if you're a man. You go marry a woman as a woman. No one's stopping you. But see, the issue is in what they're not saying. During Biden Harris's their time in charge, the whole MAP community thing came up. People from that community that are attracted to children started to poke their heads up and let it be known and saying that they want to be affirmed. They don't want to be considered a crime anymore. They want to come out and they want to talk about it openly, and they're tired of being ashamed of it. So what people are saying that they're losing their rights, they mean they're losing their right to have access to children legally. They don't want to be prosecuted anymore. That's this person's main problem. It's all these other things they're just making up. You don't have nothing to do with millions of people. Another person's healthcare doesn't have shit to do with you. If you don't make enough money, then you have to live within your means. You don't get to choose where you live which is a luxury place, but you can't afford it. You're going to have to be an adult. You're not entitled to anything, no matter where you go. And 99% of these people that make these claims, they never leave the US because they cannot survive outside of the US. No one's going to tolerate a black, gay complainer. No one's going to humor your bullshit. Ellen DeGeneres and Rosie O'Donnell, they're already talking about coming back to the US. Nobody gives a fuck about your complaints. This is the greatest country on earth. There's nowhere else better to go. Now, I'm an expat. I go in and out of the country. I live abroad because I have roots in these other places. I speak the languages there. This is just a disgruntled American who pretends that they can go somewhere else where they can be special. Newsflash, you can never outrun yourself. No matter how far or how fast you run, as soon as you stop and look up in the mirror, you're going to see your own reflection still. Happiness is not something that you outsource to your environment. It's something that starts within you. No matter where you go, you're still going to be plagued by the same issues. I tell people the gay agenda is the depopulation agenda because it's already lonely enough just being an adult. Imagine being a gay adult and nobody wants to necessarily be gay with you long term. It's very lonely and they become nihilistic. There's no prospects for a wife and children. And that's the gateway to a future for humans. Being married and having children. There's no other motivation that we literally have to want to preserve the future or conserve your society so that your children can have a good future. People don't understand that. Again, trying to reinvent the wheel on how humans are supposed to live is the equivalent of attempting to water your grass with Gatorade because of the commercials and telling you about the electrolytes. It doesn't work.
Is extremely belligerent all across the United States, not just towards black people, but for other people of color who isn't a white Christian. Black people and other people of color are losing their rights, their equality, and their freedom. Asians, Hispanics, Arabs, Muslims, the list goes on.
Bro, you don't know any Arabs, you don't know any Hispanics, you don't know any Asians, you don't know any Muslims. You're literally deflecting. Those groups of people have nothing to do with you and your personal experience. What you're trying to do is the equivalent of somebody who has a job that works with you. And every time they see you, they walk up to you and they say, hey, don't you hate working here? Like, this place sucks, right? It's a bad job. Like, you hate it here too, right? And what they're doing is they're sowing discontent. Unfortunately, that is a black thing. The people that tell you to never be patriotic, to never love your country, the people that tell you not to love yourself and to hate your skin and that you're inferior because these white people are supreme or supremacists, they're always black. Always. And that's their job. They literally sow discontent anywhere they are. This person right here is literally sowing discontent on the internet, and they're hoping to find other people that hate themselves and blame everything besides themselves for their situation and who they are. You can't outrun yourself. You can change yourself, but at a certain point, when you have this kind of, videos on the internet, no man or woman, I don't know what this is. So whoever this person's looking for, no one's going to say, hey, let me join your pity party and start a family with you. Have you ever seen two pitiful people together? It doesn't end well.
This country is incredibly hateful, spiteful, and the only thing they do is blame others for their downfall.
The country is not a person. The country doesn't have feelings. There is no feelings. There's no country that you can call and they say, hey, I like you, but I don't like you. There's no such thing. This is projection. And it's also a strong sign of a inferiority complex where you feel inferior to everyone else around you. And you blame them for your problems. And you think you going to another country is going to solve it when it's not. You're still the same person no matter where you go. If you think people look at you weird here, imagine how they're going to look at you when you travel to another country. There's no gay country that you can go to. Okay, Canada is an option. Other than that, I don't know any gay place on earth that you can just go and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, it's like a country of San Francisco. They're playing RuPaul the drag runway at the airport when you land. There is no such place. You have Atlanta or you have San Francisco or DC, and then that's it. So when he's talking about moving to another country, he means he's moving to Atlanta in a year because that's as far as he's going or she's going. I don't know what the hell this is. Is this Wanda Sykes? Or I don't know what this is. I don't know.
The beginning of 2025, based on records, 7 black men has been found lynched. Still no justice for any of them to this day. White supremacists, Proud Boys, Nazis, they're out there marching, chanting out in public.
There's no fucking Proud Boys. There's no marches of white. This person is lying. Now, do we have Bloods and Crips? Yes. Do they have gang parades in LA and in Compton where people walk around with their rags? Yes. Do they have vice lords and gangster disciples and Latin kings? Yes. Do they have Tren de Agua, Se Trece? Do they have different gangs that are dangerous, that are actively killing Americans? Yes. Are the Proud Boys a real group that's hurting Americans? No. Is the KKK hurting anybody? No. Bro, the KKK could not, listen, the average black gang has killed more black people in one weekend in Chicago than the Klan has in their entire history. So who's the real fucking danger? Who's the actual threat? It's like this weird thing where black people I know they're black. I just don't know what this is. I don't know if it's man or woman, but it's like they have this unreasonable fear of white people, even though 100% of the people that have been murdered that they've ever met in their entire life, 100% of them were murdered by other black people. They've never met a dangerous, murderous white person ever. Never one murderous white person ever touched anyone in their family. All their friends and relatives that have ever been killed were killed by black people. But they have this unreasonable fear of white people and they project it on the entire country. You should leave. But all you're going to do is just come right back. And that's unfortunately the part that comes with that American privilege. We have to end up dealing with these goddamn people.
Public, while our government, our president, and our law enforcement does nothing about it. Number 3, we are completely controlled by Israel and billionaires. We fall under an oligarchy. But
yeah, okay, that part's true. Okay, can't argue with that. I mean, he's right. Yeah, okay, well, that's it. Okay, next.
Hey, at least Elon Musk will become a trillionaire, right? Number 4.
Stop pocket watching. Now your jealousy and envy is coming out. What another man eats doesn't make you shit. I don't know if this is can somebody in the chat tell me, is this I don't know. I don't know if this is M or F. I don't know. I'm thinking a guy, but then the shirt has a couple of lumps. I don't know, bro. And I don't know. So if somebody tells me what they think, but
since the beginning of 2025, there has been 75 school shootings. 53 are dead, while 148 were injured.
That's nothing. We had a mass shooting with black people in Phoenix here 2 nights ago. 4 people shot, person died. We have mass shootings in black neighborhoods. They just don't report them. So you're comparing again apples and oranges. And also these are not schools you go to. These are obscure places, one-offs. You're just adding this up because you want to justify your discontent. You want to justify your grievances, but you really you're literally only hurting yourself. Sitting around here being this negative and being this upset with everything around you, it's poison. you're poisoning your own mind. You're poisoning yourself. I got a good friend of mine who I love him, man. He's a good dude. Back in, he doesn't live in California anymore. We both left LA, but it's like he fell into like this black hole. Literally, it's a black hole where he just shares anti-white, pro-evil, exterminating white people. He shares this propaganda on Facebook. They don't ban him. They don't block him. They let him literally sit on here and basically have wet dreams. And he fantasizes about mass murdering Caucasian people. And he justifies it with saying, oh, they're dangerous. But I'm like, who's on here sharing this? Who's dreaming about this? Who's fantasizing about it? It's only black people that are literally sitting around talking about how much they want to hurt these other people who they're jealous and envious of. And it's unfortunate because if you try, you are going to be put in a box made of wood or made of metal, but you're not going to succeed. My advice is if you do share those types of sentiments, to move to Nigeria. Then you don't have to deal with a Trump. You don't have to deal with anybody who's not black. Ghana's an option. Sierra Leone. You can go to Africa. You can stop speaking English, which is a white language, and you can get rid of your citizenship. No longer be an American. You can repatriate yourself to another nation, and then you can try to find happiness somewhere else. But if you're that upset around here and you're having these fantasies, you need help, you know? And my friend, my boy, he needs help. I look at the stuff he shares and there's nothing. It's all poison. It's all just poison, brain rot, nonsense. And it's making him sick. And I'm looking at this person right here. They're sick and they need help, but no one's going to help them because they like to see you upset. They like to see you sick and they want to see you self-immolate. They want to see you just basically spontaneously combust from your own BS. And that's what this person is doing right here.
84 mass shootings, not including school shootings. The death count is still climbing to this day. Number 5, bombing and going to war with unnecessary countries. Iran, Venezuela. Need I say more? Number 6.
Yeah, you do need to say more. For one thing, you don't understand geopolitics. It's not your job. And you don't get to say who and where we bomb and why. It doesn't need to be cleared by you. Who the fuck are you? No one has to ask you for anything. There's no one that reports to you. We have a commander-in-chief that we voted for. We didn't vote for you. But again, a lot of people are suffering from main character syndrome as well. The only issue, but the thing is, I don't make a video like this to try to blast somebody and say, oh yeah, this person is, that's not what this is about. This is so that if you're watching this video and you have people like this around you, you know to tune them out because they are poison and nothing good comes from this. All this discontent, you're going to lose your job. They're going to cause you to quit. And then no matter where you go, there's always going to be somebody trying to convince you to quit your job. He's trying to convince you to quit your country, the best country on earth. He wants you to hate your country. He wants you to quit your country. Don't listen to people like this. This is an example of what to avoid.
They have done nothing but make the American citizens' lives harder. All they did was make everything more expensive. It was supposed to bring back jobs to the United States, but we're actively losing them. Number 7, our administration.
Absolutely wrong. We're gaining jobs, not losing jobs. And since the Trump administration is here now, I know we're gaining jobs because we're getting rid of all the illegals employees. In California, we've gained over 100,000 jobs, and it's actually going to be several 100,000 just in the trucking industry alone. Warehouses, stores, markets. When I tell you all my friends in California are back to work, that's my home state. You know, for to be honest with you, I'm really just fighting for California when I make videos and whenever I do make a move to do anything else in the future. I'm fighting for my home. I lost my home due to politics, due to blue politics, and due to people like this voting for identity politics, thinking if you're going to vote for a person based on how they look, they're going to do something for you, even though they didn't offer you anything except they offered you how they look. I'm fighting for my home. And people like this are literally the ones that help destroy it and to justify destroying it. You need to know what people these are. You need to identify them and purge them out of your lives.
And the government has severely defunded the education system. Colleges, high schools, even Ivy Leagues has been severely defunded. So much.
Bro, the school system obviously failed you. You're proof of why it all needs to be defunded.
So that they don't even have enough money to give out scholarships to the kids who rightfully deserve it. Number 8, tax breaks, not for the average American citizen, but for billionaires and anyone else who is making over $250,000 a year. Anyone else who falls under that bracket, congratulations, you're getting taxed more.
Bro, this person is a Democrat. They literally voted in favor of raising the taxes. Last night, Gavin Newsom, Kathy Hochul, and 2 other governors, just 9 states basically are not going to comply with Trump's demand that tips no longer be taxed by these states. The states have already pushed back. They want to still tax tip money to those employees. And these idiot fucking Democrats, like my friends who are working in these industries, who were all pro-Democrat, they're so afraid to come out and say, wait, why are you guys trying to block us from not being taxed? I mean, that's a lot of money we could be keeping in our pockets from credit card sales and all that. They're so afraid to say anything because they've literally backed the wrong horse and they can't course correct. They've literally gave their lives to the Democrat Party. And they can't just about face and say, okay, because if you complain about it, they're going to say you're just a right-wing, Trump-loving conservative. They're not going to say, yeah, you make a good point. Maybe we should get taxed. No. If you say one thing against their agenda or what they're pushing, they're going to accuse you of being a Trump supporter. So they're all cowards and they're all staying silent. The same people who I saw a few months ago, oh, Rico, I thought you said that Trump was going to pass the law for taxing our tips. He passes it. Now their own states are rejecting it, and they're fucking cowards who are afraid to speak out against it, because if you speak out against one thing, you're on the other side. You're going to be considered far right and extremist, which is crazy, but that's just how it goes in politics in America right now.
8, insurance company has the absolute right to decline you of any services if they don't feel like paying it to you. If you get cancer, break an arm, maybe get sick or something else happens, maybe a car accident, they can look at that shit and go, nah. Or better yet, they could just flat out cancel your insurance claim or your account. Number 9, maternity leave fucking sucks in the United States. Most you'll ever get, especially after you gave birth, is maybe 2 months. Most likely less. Remember, you're a slave to the corporation. You don't actually have freedom. Pay time.
Yeah, you're free to quit. Nobody has to pay for time you're not there. That's a courtesy. 2 months paternity leave, 2 months maternity leave. I mean, you're going to have to make arrangements for your kids. That comes with being a parent. People don't understand the cost of freedom. The cost of freedom is personal responsibility. You are going to be responsible for not just yourself, but for your own family. If you want to be a slave, like what this guy's begging for, if you want to be a slave, you want the government to take care of you, you want daddy government to give you free shit, well, then we'll build a plantation where you can go live. You'll live on a plantation. We'll tell you when to go to bed. We'll tell you when to wake up. We'll treat you like a prisoner, but it'll be open air if you want somebody to take care of you. But if not, grow the fuck up and figure it out. But complaining about it is not the answer. Do better.
I'm off sick leave. Just about. You get. When you have accumulated at least 2 weeks of vacation time in the last 3 years alone, they will do everything they can to keep you from not taking it. What can I say? That's American corporations, right, America? Number 10, there are American celebrities and billionaires, including multiple people who hold a chair in the government affiliation and power, are human traffickers. Number 11,
You see how he just grazed over that part? Because because they're gay themselves. And they're not allowed to talk about the trafficking kids stuff because that's a really big part of their community's identity, to the point where there's literally a group called Gays Against Groomers that are trying to say, hey, not all of us, but if they weren't saying not all of us, then it would pretty much just be all of them. They had to come up with a group so you know it. Not all of them are all the same, because it is such a rampant problem, a huge problem. And this person right here just skipped right over it.
America doesn't have universal health care. That's a big one. So
yes, universal health care. So that you're waiting in line for several months to see a doctor. And then if your procedure comes out to be too much, they offer you maids. And when I say maids, I don't mean they offer to send cleaning people to your house. I mean, they offer to send people to your house to medically assist you in dying. So they'll euthanize you and then they'll clean up your body. Is that what you're saying? And they're already doing that in states here in the United States. It's not the law of the land yet, but it is in Canada. And large swaths of their healthy community are being euthanized based on just depression alone. They're euthanizing girls who are just going through a bad breakup. This person right here literally seems like they are on the edge. And you know what's crazy? I actually have a cousin who sounds just as deranged and delusional as this person. Just literally everything is somebody else's fault. Everybody, it's the white man, it's racism, it's oppression, it's the corporations, it's Elon Musk, it's everything but you. It's everyone but you. It becomes insufferable to even deal with them, which is why people aren't even hiring them anymore. And he's like, oh, maybe it's racism. It's not racism, it's personal preference, it's pattern recognition. Why would you want somebody like this working inside? Do you know what a person like this spreading poison could do to the culture of a homogenous environment within a workplace? This is fruit from a poisonous tree. It will destroy your entire ecosystem. So you have to avoid these people. You have to.
if you get sick, have cancer, break a leg, maybe get shot, guess what? It costs you an arm and a leg to get better. I still have like 10 more, but I'm not going to do that. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. America's the greatest country in the world.
Well, at least he says something at the end that made
I
sense.
just made the exact.
I mean, he, she, it. I don't know, but it's unfortunate. But people like this, you have to keep them away from you, because this poison is spread via the English language. They spread it to you through words, and it sits in your brain and it ferments and it rots, and it's contagious. It turns you also into a mindless, delusional zombie, and you hate yourself. There's no way you can be like that and have a family and have children and be a productive member of society. You just can't. So you got to choose. How do you want to live? Do you want to live like him, or do you want to live like an American? The choice is yours. Like and subscribe, share the video, push us into the algorithm. I'll be back on with another topic in 20 minutes. Shout out to our co-signers. Shout out to our sponsor, cosigning.com. If you're looking to move to a new apartment, but you don't have a friend or a family member willing to co-sign for you, please visit cosigning.com. They'll match you with a qualified co-signer within 3 days. So thank you very much, and I'll see you guys again.
I've been needing to find a new apartment, which has not been easy with credit as bad as mine. Luckily, I found cosigning.com. They connected me with a cosigner who helped me get my dream apartment for me and my dog. I just paid a small fee and was able to move in fast. Get the cosigner you need for the apartment you want. Check out cosigning.com today.